Afshin, initiating a project effectively. Palo Protech, revolutionizing real estate with strategic acquisition. Project initiation challenges, alignment with stakeholders. Rick Grimes challenge. As the project manager for Palo Protech, Rick Grimes faced the challenge of aligning the differing perspectives of key stakeholders. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the visionary leaders of the real estate renegades, had grand plans for integrating Palo Protech into their business, but their ideas didn't always align perfectly with the tech team's vision. Understanding perspectives, Rick knew that understanding these perspectives was crucial. He spent countless hours in meetings, not just to push forward the project, but to listen and broker compromises. The key was to get everyone on the same page before moving forward. Talent acquisition, attracting top talent. Rick didn't just want to assign tasks to project managers, he wanted to attract the best talent to Palo Protech. He believed that the best results come when people are excited to be part of something big, rather than just being handed a task. He worked to create an environment that drew in top talent from across the industry. Laying a strong foundation, importance of the initial phase, setting up for success. Rick knew the initiation phase was critical. The foundation laid during these early stages would determine the success of the entire project. By ensuring that all key stakeholders were aligned, he was setting the stage for rapid progress and smooth execution. Refining success criteria, asking questions, extensive inquiry. To refine the success criteria, Rick asked a series of probing questions. He wanted to understand the environment Palo Protech was entering and what were the potential risks and pitfalls. He conducted survey interviews, not just within Palo Pro, but with external partners, asking them, what do you see as potential challenges? Quantitative analysis. He also focused on the numbers. What metrics would define success? This quantitative approach ensured that the goals set were not just aspirational but measurable. Common reasons for project failure. Poor project definition. Avoiding ambiguity. Rick knew that many projects failed due to a lack of clear definition. He was determined to avoid this pitfall by ensuring that everyone involved had a crystal clear understanding of the project's objectives from the start. Disorganization. Establishing a framework. Disorganization was another major risk. Rick made sure to establish a solid framework to manage the project, including detailed plans, timelines, and accountability structures. Overcrowding. Maintaining focus. With such an exciting project, there was a risk that too many people would want to get involved. Rick was careful to maintain focus by ensuring that only those essential to the project were included. Preventing overcrowding and maintaining clear lines of accountability. Stakeholder management. Understanding key stakeholders. Identifying key players. Rick identified the key stakeholders: the DJ Spin Master, Lil Jesus Name, and the core team at Palo Protech. He realized that while they were all aligned on the big picture, their day-to-day priorities often differed. Apples and oranges. Rick referred to them as apples and oranges because of their differing perspectives. This required careful management to ensure everyone stayed on the same page. Brokerage and compromise. Frequent meetings. To address these differences, Rick held frequent meetings, not just to update on progress, but to broker compromises and ensure that all voices were heard. This approach helped smooth out any disagreements and kept the project on track. Transforming processes with technology. Next-level efficiency. With the foundation laid, Palo Protech began transforming the real estate renegades' processes. The advanced software platform started optimizing everything from property value predictions to stakeholder communications, pushing the renegades into a new era of efficiency and scale. The strategic acquisition was beginning to pay off, just as DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name had envisioned. Project initiation challenges. Alignment with stakeholders. Difficulty in aligning key stakeholders during project initiation. Importance of understanding the differing perspectives of stakeholders. Talent acquisition. Emphasis on attracting rather than assigning talented project managers. Belief that talent should be drawn towards the project through attraction, not just assignment. Laying a strong foundation. Importance of the initial phase. The initiation phase is crucial for setting a strong foundation for the project. A well-laid foundation ensures better project velocity and success. Refining success criteria. Asking questions. Use of extensive questioning, up to 20 questions, to refine success criteria. Examples of questions. Understanding the environment and ecosystem. Identifying potential pitfalls and risks. Conducting survey interviews to identify perceived problems. Asking quantitative questions to determine measurable factors. Common reasons for project failure. Poor project definition. Lack of clear project definition can lead to failure. Disorganization. Importance of establishing a framework to manage the project. Overcrowding. Too many people involved in the project can dilute accountability and lead to disorganization. Stakeholder management. Understanding key stakeholders. Importance of identifying key stakeholders and understanding their perspectives. Example, when key stakeholders, for example, sponsors, have differing views, apples and oranges, it can create problems. Brokerage and compromise. Necessity of frequent meetings with stakeholders to broker compromise and resolve conflicts during project formation. Completing a stakeholder analysis. Palo Protech, the real estate renegades, revolutionizing their business with a strategic acquisition. A vision for the future. As the sun set on another successful year in Palo Alto, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the masterminds behind the real estate renegades, found themselves at a crossroads. They had dominated the commercial real estate market with an innovative approach that left competitors in the dust, but they knew that maintaining their edge required more than just hustle. It demanded the integration of cutting-edge technology. For months, they had been eyeing a small, promising software company called Palo Protech. This wasn't just another tech startup, it was the key to unlocking new efficiencies and scaling their operations to unprecedented heights. The software Palo Protech developed had the potential to revolutionize every aspect of their business, from predictive analytics on property values to optimizing communication with stakeholders. The strategic move. Recognizing the immense value Palo Protech could bring, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name initiated negotiations with the company. The software's ability to automate and optimize commercial real estate transactions was a game changer. Rick Grimes of TWD, serving as the project manager for Palo Protech and head of the investment arm, played a crucial role in the acquisition process, ensuring that the deal was aligned with the Renegades' long-term goals. After weeks of intense discussions, a deal was struck. The real estate Renegades would acquire Palo Protech for $15 million. This bold move signaled their commitment to staying ahead of the competition by integrating innovative technology into their business model. With Palo Protech now under their umbrella, the Renegades were poised to elevate their operations to a whole new level, transforming processes with technology. With the acquisition finalized, Rick Grimes of TWD, as the project manager, was tasked with leading the integration of Palo Protech's software into the real estate Renegades' existing processes. The first step was to complete a comprehensive stakeholder analysis to ensure that the technology would meet the needs and expectations of all involved parties. Project charter completion. The project charter for the integration outlined key components, including, summary, the acquisition of Palo Protech by the real estate Renegades aimed to revolutionize their commercial real estate operations by automating and optimizing transaction processes. Goals. The project charter listed 6 goals, with 5 of them being SMART goals, such as reducing transaction processing time by 50% within 6 months. Deliverables. Key deliverables included the full integration of Palo Protech's software, training sessions for the Renegades team, and the development of a customer-facing platform. Scope. The in-scope items focused on the software integration, training, and initial rollout, while out-of-scope items included any future software customizations. Benefits and costs. The benefits included increased operational efficiency and scalability, while the costs detailed the $15 million acquisition and additional expenses for training and integration. Introduction to stakeholder analysis. Rick Grimes knew that effective stakeholder analysis was crucial for the project's success. He began by identifying all stakeholders, including DJ Spin Master, Lil Jesus Name, and the existing employees of both companies. He then assessed their interests, involvement, and how they would contribute to the project. Stakeholder influence and interest. By mapping stakeholders on a power interest grid, Rick could prioritize communication and negotiations effectively. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name had high influence and interest, making them key players in the decision-making process. Negotiations and scope management. Rick anticipated potential scope creep and prepared to negotiate realistic project expectations within the given budget and timeline. Ensuring stakeholder alignment early on was essential to prevent conflicts later in the project. Skills for effective negotiation. Throughout the project lifecycle, Rick demonstrated strong negotiation skills to secure stakeholder buy-in, particularly around maintaining the agreed project scope. He navigated discussions about roles, responsibilities, and resource allocation with the finesse needed to keep the project on track. Power interest grid and stakeholder analysis. Using a power interest grid, Rick clearly identified which stakeholders needed the most attention. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name were kept closely informed and involved in key decisions, while lower priority stakeholders were managed with less intensive communication strategies. Conclusion. The acquisition of Palo Protech marked a significant milestone for the real estate renegades, propelling them into the future with a tech-driven approach. By carefully managing stakeholder relationships, conducting thorough analyses, and maintaining a clear focus on project goals, Rick Grimes and the Renegades successfully integrated Palo Protech's software, setting the stage for continued dominance in the commercial real estate market. This fictional scenario illustrates how strategic acquisition and effective project management, including stakeholder analysis and negotiation, can drive innovation and success in a competitive industry. Project charter completion. Emphasis on the importance of filling out key components of the project charter, including the summary, goals, deliverables, scope, benefits, and costs. A focus on understanding stakeholders, who are the core audience for the project charter. Introduction to stakeholder analysis. Preparation for negotiations with stakeholders about various aspects of the project. Stakeholder analysis helps in understanding stakeholders' interests, involvement, and contributions. The analysis assists in leveraging stakeholder influence to benefit the project and in effectively working with them. Importance of stakeholder alignment. Early alignment with stakeholders is crucial for preventing future conflicts or negotiations. Key aspects often negotiated include project scope, costs, benefits, timeline, success criteria, roles, and responsibilities. Skills for effective negotiation. Successful project management requires strong negotiation skills to secure stakeholder buy-in. These skills are necessary throughout the project lifecycle, particularly for managing scope, budget, timeline, and product requirements. Conducting stakeholder analysis. Stakeholder analysis is a visual representation of stakeholders, their priorities, and communication preferences. It helps determine how to prioritize stakeholder needs and identify key players for important conversations. Understanding stakeholder influence and interest. Stakeholders are assessed based on their influence, power and impact on the project, and interest, how much their needs are affected by project outcomes. Stakeholders with high influence and interest should be prioritized and kept informed. Stakeholders with low influence and interest might have their preferences deprioritized. Power interest grid. A power interest grid is a tool used in stakeholder analysis to map out stakeholder influence and interest. It provides clarity on whom to prioritize and how to approach negotiations with each stakeholder. Negotiations and scope management. Negotiating and maintaining project scope is a critical aspect of stakeholder management. Project managers must negotiate realistic project scopes within the budget and timeline expectations. Summary of negotiation points. Common negotiation areas include costs, benefits, success criteria, roles and responsibilities, and project resources. Preparation for negotiations involves conducting a thorough stakeholder analysis using a power interest grid. Next steps. The video encourages reviewing supporting materials and completing a stakeholder analysis for the Source and Spoon tablet rollout project. The stakeholder analysis will support future project negotiations and decision-making. This summary encapsulates the key points and takeaways from the video, providing a clear overview of the importance of stakeholder analysis and negotiation in project management. Beyond clarifying who your stakeholders are, what can a stakeholder analysis help you understand? Select all that apply. A. How to increase a stakeholder's level of influence. B. How strongly to prioritize a particular stakeholder's needs and goals. C. What your stakeholders' priorities are. D. How your stakeholders prefer to communicate. A stakeholder analysis goes beyond just identifying who your stakeholders are. It helps you understand several crucial aspects of managing them effectively. Here's a new fictional story about Palo Protech and the real estate renegades that illustrates this concept. Palo Protech are the real estate renegades, revolutionizing their business with a strategic acquisition. A vision for the future. As the sun set on another successful year in Palo Alto, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the masterminds behind the real estate renegades, were at a pivotal moment in their journey. They had dominated the commercial real estate market with unprecedented success, but they knew that staying at the top required more than just hard work. It required embracing innovation. Their eyes were set on a promising tech startup called Palo Protech, a small company developing cutting-edge software that could revolutionize commercial real estate transactions. Rick Grimes of TWD, the project manager for Palo Protech and head of the investment arm, was ready to play a key role in this strategic acquisition. The strategic move. Palo Protech's software was a game-changer. It offered advanced predictive analytics on property values, streamlined communication with stakeholders, and automated transaction processes that could drastically improve efficiency for the real estate renegades. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name saw the potential to elevate their operations to new heights. After weeks of intense negotiations, they secured the deal, acquiring Palo Protech for $15 million. Confident in their decision, they knew this acquisition would pay off in the long run, propelling the real estate renegades into the future. Transforming processes with technology. With the acquisition complete, Rick Grimes was tasked with leading the integration of Palo Protech's software into the real estate renegades' operations. One of his first steps was to conduct a comprehensive stakeholder analysis. This analysis was critical for understanding not only who the stakeholders were but also how to effectively manage their expectations and involvement in the project. Beyond identifying stakeholders, what a stakeholder analysis can reveal. The stakeholder analysis provided Rick with insights far beyond merely identifying who the stakeholders were. He could now understand, how strongly to prioritize a particular stakeholder's needs and goals. The analysis helped Rick determine which stakeholders had the most critical needs and whose goals aligned closely with the project's objectives. For instance, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, as key decision-makers, had their needs prioritized to ensure their vision for the project was realized. See what your stakeholders' priorities are. By analyzing each stakeholder, Rick could identify what was most important to them. For example, DJ Spin Master was particularly interested in the software's predictive analytics capabilities, while Lil Jesus Name focused on streamlining communication with their real estate partners. How your stakeholders prefer to communicate. The analysis also revealed communication preferences. DJ Spin Master preferred detailed reports via email, while Lil Jesus Name favored quick, concise updates through direct messaging. Tailoring communication strategies accordingly ensured that each stakeholder was kept informed and engaged in the way they preferred. Implementing the insights. Armed with this information, Rick Grimes could better manage the integration process. He knew which stakeholders to engage first, whose approval was critical at each stage, and how to communicate effectively with everyone involved. For example, when it came time to roll out the software's new features, Rick prioritized meetings with DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, addressing their specific concerns and goals. He ensured that their feedback was incorporated early on, which helped smooth the implementation process and avoid potential conflicts down the road. This fictional story of Palo Protech and the real estate renegades demonstrates how a thorough stakeholder analysis can provide valuable insights, such as prioritizing stakeholder needs, understanding their priorities, and tailoring communication strategies. These insights are essential for managing a successful project, especially when it involves significant changes like the integration of new technology. Stakeholder management, tips and takeaways. Palo Protech, the real estate renegades strategic acquisition, a stakeholder management success, a vision for the future. As DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name reflected on their success in the commercial real estate market, they recognized the need for innovation to stay ahead. They believed that technology was the key to unlocking the next level of efficiency and scale. This led them to Palo Protech, a promising commercial real estate software company. Palo Protech, under the guidance of Rick Grimes, the project manager and head of the investment arm, had developed a platform that could revolutionize their business processes. The strategic move. The real estate renegades realized that acquiring Palo Protech could automate and optimize every aspect of their transactions, from predictive analytics on property values to streamlined communication with stakeholders. After weeks of careful negotiation, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name secured the deal, purchasing Palo Protech for $15 million. Stakeholder management in action. 1. Stakeholder management during project initiation. Identifying stakeholders early. The renegades recognized that the success of this acquisition hinged on involving all stakeholders from the outset. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name made sure that Rick Grimes and his team at Palo Protech were fully integrated into the strategic planning process. Setting clear expectations. Early discussions set clear roles, responsibilities, and boundaries, ensuring that everyone involved knew what was expected. This helped prevent any misunderstandings as the project progressed. Maintaining a clear project vision. The renegades clearly communicated their vision for the acquisition, focusing on how Palo Protech would fulfill their need for enhanced efficiency and scalability. This clarity helped prevent scope creep and ensured that everyone was aligned with what success looked like. 2. Stakeholder management throughout the project life cycle. Building and maintaining relationships. Throughout the acquisition and integration process, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name made it a priority to build strong relationships with key stakeholders at Palo Protech. They regularly checked in to ensure everyone was satisfied and that their contributions were valued. Understanding stakeholder priorities. By engaging with Rick Grimes and his team, the renegades learned what was most important to them: continued innovation and maintaining the integrity of Palo Protech's culture. This understanding allowed the renegades to tailor their approach, ensuring that the transition was smooth and respectful of Palo Protech's core values. Adjusting communication strategies. The renegades adapted their communication style to suit the preferences of the Palo Protech team. For instance, they provided weekly status reports and one-pagers to keep everyone informed, ensuring that the communication was efficient and effective. Enlisting help and seeking input. When challenges arose during the integration, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name didn't hesitate to bring problems to the Palo Protech team, asking for their insights and solutions. This collaborative approach helped to resolve issues quickly and strengthened the bond between the two teams. Key takeaway. In the end, the acquisition of Palo Protech was a resounding success, thanks to the renegades' effective stakeholder management. By practicing strong communication, building trust, and ensuring that everyone was aligned with the project vision, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name not only revolutionized their business but also gained valuable allies in their new partners at Palo Protech. This strategic move demonstrated the power of stakeholder management in achieving project success. Detailed summary of stakeholder management, tips and takeaways. Stakeholder management overview. Stakeholder management is essential for building and maintaining positive relationships with key individuals who influence your project. Effective management fosters good communication, teamwork, trust, and overall project success. Poor stakeholder management can lead to project challenges and potential failure. Stakeholder management during project initiation. Identify all stakeholders early in the project to involve them from the beginning. Early involvement helps set clear expectations, responsibilities, and boundaries. Stakeholders feeling a sense of ownership are more likely to embrace their roles, provide input, and remove barriers. Keep the project vision clear to prevent scope creep and align all team members. A clear project vision defines the need the project is fulfilling and what done looks like. including influential stakeholders in strategic planning, ensures alignment and prevents later disagreements. Equip stakeholders with user-friendly resources to keep them informed and engaged. Examples include creating a one-pager or weekly status reports with links to project artifacts and ensuring access to documentation. Stakeholder management throughout the project life cycle. Maintain good relationships with stakeholders to ensure ongoing satisfaction and contributions. Understand stakeholder interests and concerns by asking key questions. What are your most important priorities and goals? What role would you like to play in this project? How will this project support your priorities? Adjust communication strategies based on stakeholder roles and preferences. Regularly ask if your communication approach meets their needs. Enlist senior stakeholders' help when needed by seeking their advice and recommendations. Bring project problems to stakeholders who have a vested interest. Ask for their input on handling situations and possible solutions. Key takeaway. Stakeholders can be your biggest allies as a project manager. Practicing effective stakeholder management skills helps enlist support, keep stakeholders engaged, and contribute to project success. Activity. Complete a stakeholder analysis. Question 1. Can you explain what stakeholder analysis is? Palo Protech. The Real Estate Renegades Strategic Acquisition. Understanding stakeholder analysis, a vision for the future. As DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the driving forces behind the Real Estate Renegades, gazed over the horizon of their latest achievements in the commercial real estate market, they knew they were at a critical juncture. They had dominated the market with their innovative approaches, but the fierce competition meant they couldn't afford to rest on their laurels. They realized that to maintain their edge, they needed to embrace cutting-edge technology. For several months, they had been closely monitoring a promising company, Palo Protech. Led by Rick Grimes, the project manager and head of the investment arm, Palo Protech wasn't just another tech startup. It held the potential to revolutionize how the real estate renegades conducted their business. The strategic move. Palo Protech had developed a state-of-the-art software platform capable of automating and optimizing every step in the commercial real estate process. This platform could provide predictive analytics on property values, streamline stakeholder communication, and potentially increase the renegades' efficiency by 100 times. Seeing the immense value, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name made the bold decision to acquire Palo Protech for $15 million. They knew this move could propel their business to unprecedented heights, transforming processes with technology. But before they could fully integrate Palo Protech into their operations, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name needed to understand the dynamics of the situation. Enter stakeholder analysis, a crucial tool for any project manager aiming to ensure the success of a major acquisition like this one. What is stakeholder analysis? Stakeholder analysis is the process of identifying, understanding, and managing the needs and expectations of individuals or groups who can influence or are affected by a project. It helps project managers like DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name ensure that all key players are engaged, informed, and aligned with the project's goals. Application to Palo Protech's acquisition. As soon as the acquisition was finalized, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name knew they had to conduct a thorough stakeholder analysis. Here's how they approached it. Identifying stakeholders. The first step was to identify all the key stakeholders involved in the acquisition and integration of Palo Protech. This included Rick Grimes and his team at Palo Protech, existing employees of the Real Estate Renegades, and external partners who relied on the Renegades' services. Understanding stakeholder interests. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name needed to understand what each stakeholder cared about. For instance, Rick Grimes was deeply invested in maintaining the innovation-driven culture of Palo Protech, while the Renegades' current team was concerned about how this new technology would affect their workflows. Prioritizing stakeholders. Not all stakeholders held the same level of influence over the project. The Renegades prioritized Rick Grimes and his core team, as their buy-in and continued innovation were crucial to the success of the integration. They also prioritized their top-tier clients, who would be the first to experience the new efficiencies brought by the Palo Protech platform. Engaging stakeholders. Once they had a clear understanding of the stakeholders' needs, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name set about engaging them effectively. They organized meetings with Rick Grimes to align on the integration strategy and held workshops with their internal team to train them on the new software. They also kept their clients in the loop with regular updates, highlighting how the new platform would enhance their experience. The outcome: by conducting a comprehensive stakeholder analysis, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name were able to navigate the complexities of integrating Palo Protech into their operations. They ensured that every stakeholder from Rick Grimes to their most valued clients was on board and aligned with a vision for the future. This strategic approach not only smoothed the transition but also set the stage for the real estate renegades to revolutionize the commercial real estate market with cutting-edge technology. Key takeaway: stakeholder analysis played a pivotal role in the success of the Palo Protech acquisition. It enabled DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name to identify key players, understand their concerns and priorities, and engage them in a way that ensured the project's success. In any major project, Understanding and managing stakeholder expectations can make the difference between success and failure. Can you provide an example of a stakeholder in a project and explain how their needs and expectations might differ from other stakeholders? Palo Protech. The Real Estate Renegades Strategic Acquisition. Understanding stakeholder needs and expectations. A vision for the future. As DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the visionary leaders of the Real Estate Renegades, celebrated another year of success in the competitive commercial real estate market. They recognized the need to innovate to stay ahead. They identified a small but promising company, Palo Protech, as the key to revolutionizing their business processes. With Rick Grimes at the helm as project manager and head of the investment arm, Palo Protech had developed a software platform capable of transforming how real estate transactions were conducted. The strategic move. After closing the deal for $15 million, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name set out to integrate Palo Protech's cutting-edge technology into their operations. But before they could fully realize the benefits of this acquisition, they needed to manage the diverse needs and expectations of the various stakeholders involved. Example of a stakeholder, Rick Grimes. One of the most crucial stakeholders in this project was Rick Grimes, the project manager at Palo Protech. Rick's needs and expectations were centered around ensuring that Palo Protech's innovative culture and development processes were preserved and enhanced during the integration. Rick Grimes' needs and expectations. Innovation continuity. Rick was deeply invested in maintaining Palo Protech's culture of innovation. He wanted to ensure that the acquisition wouldn't stifle creativity or slow down the development of new features. Team preservation. Rick was concerned about his team's future within the larger structure of the Real Estate Renegades. He wanted to make sure that his developers and engineers would not only keep their jobs but also have opportunities for growth and development. Product integrity. Rick was keen on preserving the integrity of Palo Protech's software. He wanted the product to continue evolving according to his vision without being overshadowed by the existing processes at the Real Estate Renegades. Contrast with other stakeholders. While Rick Grimes focused on innovation and product integrity, other stakeholders had different needs and expectations. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, as the owners of the Real Estate Renegades, their primary expectation was to see a significant return on investment. They were focused on how quickly Palo Protech's software could be integrated to boost efficiency and profitability. They needed the integration to be smooth and cost-effective, with a focus on maximizing operational gains. Existing Renegades employees. The current team at the Real Estate Renegades had concerns about how the new technology would impact their daily workflows. They were anxious about learning new systems, potential redundancies, and the possibility of their roles being diminished as the new technology took center stage. Clients of the Real Estate Renegades. For the clients, the expectation was that this new technology would provide faster, more accurate services without disrupting their ongoing transactions. They wanted the benefits of the new platform without any of the teething problems that often come with such transitions. Managing diverse expectations. To successfully manage these diverse expectations, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name knew they had to approach each stakeholder group differently. For Rick Grimes, they assured him that Palo Protech's innovative culture would be respected and even enhanced. They provided Rick with the autonomy to continue leading the product's development and included him in high-level strategic discussions to align both companies' visions. For their existing team, they organized training sessions to help employees get comfortable with the new software, making sure that they felt secure in their roles and understood how the technology would help them rather than replace them. For their clients, they communicated clearly about the upcoming changes, highlighting the benefits of the new technology and ensuring that any transition would be seamless, with minimal disruption to their services. Key takeaway: in any project, stakeholders will have varied needs and expectations depending on their roles and interests. For DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, recognizing and addressing these differences was crucial to the successful integration of Palo Protech. By carefully managing the expectations of Rick Grimes and others, they set the stage for a smooth transition and future success, ensuring that every stakeholder felt valued and aligned with the project's goals. Question 2. How does the Power Interest Grid help in stakeholder analysis? How the Power Interest Grid aided Palo Protech in their strategic acquisition. A vision for the future. After a stellar year in the bustling real estate market of Palo Alto, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the driving forces behind the Real Estate Renegades, faced a pivotal moment. They had achieved unprecedented success, but they knew that staying ahead required more than just sharp business instincts. It demanded innovation. Their solution? Acquiring Palo Protech, a promising commercial real estate software company, to revolutionize their operations. Rick Grimes, the project manager at Palo Protech and head of the investment arm, played a crucial role in the acquisition. However, managing the integration of a tech company into a traditional real estate powerhouse was no easy feat. To ensure a smooth transition and maximize the benefits of the acquisition, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name turned to the Power Interest Grid as a vital tool in their stakeholder analysis. Understanding the Power Interest Grid. The Power Interest Grid is a strategic tool used in stakeholder analysis to categorize stakeholders based on their level of power, influence over the project, and interest, Concern about the project's outcomes. This helps project managers prioritize their focus and tailor their engagement strategies accordingly. Applying the power interest grid at Palo Protech. To effectively manage the diverse stakeholders involved in the Palo Protech acquisition, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name used the power interest grid to categorize each stakeholder group. High power, high interest. Rick Grimes, project manager of Palo Protech. Position on the grid. Rick was placed in the Manage Closely quadrant because he had significant influence over Palo Protech's development team and a deep interest in the success of the integration. Strategy. The Renegades made it a priority to keep Rick closely involved in the decision-making process. They scheduled regular meetings with him to discuss progress, address any concerns, and ensure that Palo Protech's innovative culture was preserved. Rick's buy-in was crucial for the success of the project, so maintaining his engagement was a top priority. High power, low interest. The Renegades' existing clients' position on the grid. Clients were placed in the Keep Satisfied quadrant because they had significant power to influence the business's bottom line but were less concerned with the internal workings of the acquisition. Strategy. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name communicated the benefits of the new technology to their clients, emphasizing how the acquisition would enhance service quality without disrupting existing relationships. They kept clients informed but didn't overwhelm them with details, ensuring that they remained satisfied without needing to be heavily involved. Low power, high interest. Palo Protech's development team position on the grid. The development team fell into the Keep Informed quadrant as they were highly interested in how the acquisition would impact their work but had less direct power over the project's outcome. Strategy. The Renegades ensured that the development team received regular updates and had access to key resources and training. They created a feedback loop to address any concerns and to keep the team motivated and aligned with the project's goals. Low power, low interest. External vendors' position on the grid. External vendors were categorized in the Monitor quadrant because they had little power or interest in the acquisition beyond their existing contracts. Strategy. DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name decided to keep an eye on these stakeholders without devoting significant resources to their engagement. They ensured that vendors were aware of any changes that might affect their operations, but otherwise, they focused their attention on more influential stakeholders. Key takeaway. The power interest grid in action. By using the power interest grid, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name were able to strategically manage the diverse range of stakeholders involved in the Palo Protech acquisition. This tool allowed them to prioritize their efforts, ensuring that stakeholders like Rick Grimes, who had both high power and high interest, were fully engaged and aligned with the project's objectives. Meanwhile, they maintained satisfaction among clients and kept the development team informed, all while monitoring lower priority stakeholders like external vendors. The result? A successful integration of Palo Protech into the real estate Renegades operations, paving the way for the next level of innovation and efficiency in the commercial real estate market. Question 3. Can you give an example of a stakeholder who would fall into the high power, high interest quadrant of the power interest grid? How would you approach engaging with this stakeholder? High power, high interest stakeholder example, Rick Grimes and the strategic acquisition of Palo Protech. A vision for the future. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over Palo Alto, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name, the visionaries behind the real estate Renegades, found themselves at a pivotal juncture. Having dominated the commercial real estate market, they realized that to maintain their edge, they needed to integrate cutting-edge technology into their operations. Their eyes were set on Palo Protech, a small but innovative real estate software company. Rick Grimes, the project manager of Palo Protech and head of the investment arm, emerged as a crucial figure in this strategic acquisition. With the power to influence the direction of Palo Protech and a vested interest in the company's future, Rick was a textbook example of a stakeholder in the high-power, high-interest quadrant of the power interest grid. Identifying Rick Grimes as a key stakeholder. In the power interest grid, stakeholders like Rick Grimes, who wield significant influence over the project and are deeply invested in its success, are placed in the high-power, high-interest quadrant. Rick had the authority to direct the development team and ensure the successful integration of Palo Protech's technology into the real estate Renegades operations. His interests aligned closely with the project's success, as it directly impacted both his career and the future of the company he helped build. Engagement strategy. How to work with Rick Grimes. Given Rick's high power and high interest, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name knew they had to adopt a proactive and collaborative approach to engage with him effectively. Involve Rick in decision-making. Approach. From the outset, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name made it clear that Rick would be a central figure in the decision-making process. They invited him to participate in strategic meetings, sought his input on key decisions, and ensured that his vision for Palo Protech was aligned with their broader goals for the real estate Renegades. Result: this involvement made Rick feel valued and respected, ensuring his full commitment to the project. Frequent and transparent communication. Approach. Understanding the importance of communication, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name established regular check-ins with Rick. These meetings served as a platform to discuss progress, address any concerns, and make real-time adjustments to the project plan. They also ensured that Rick had access to all relevant information and resources, fostering a sense of transparency and trust. Result: by keeping Rick in the loop, they minimized the risk of misalignment and ensured that any issues were promptly addressed. Align objectives and interests. Approach: to ensure that Rick's goals were aligned with the project's objectives, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name worked with him to identify mutual benefits. They highlighted how the successful integration of Palo Protec's technology would not only benefit the real estate renegades but also elevate Palo Protec's standing in the industry, potentially opening doors to further investments and innovations. Result: this alignment of interests motivated Rick to fully support the acquisition, as it promised to advance both his personal and professional goals. Empower Rick's leadership. Approach: recognizing Rick's expertise, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name empowered him to take the lead on certain aspects of the project, particularly those related to the technical integration of Palo Protec's software. They provided him with the necessary autonomy to make decisions and implement strategies that he believed would be most effective. Result: this empowerment not only leveraged Rick's strengths but also instilled a sense of ownership and accountability in him, driving the project forward with greater momentum. Outcome: a successful partnership. Through strategic engagement, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name ensured that Rick Grimes was not just a participant but a partner in the acquisition of Palo Protec. His high power and high interest were harnessed effectively, leading to a seamless integration of the new technology into the real estate renegades' operations. The result was a win-win situation. The renegades gained a competitive edge through technological innovation, and Rick Grimes solidified his reputation as a leader capable of driving transformative change. By approaching Rick with the respect, communication, and involvement he required, DJ Spin Master and Lil Jesus Name were able to turn a potentially challenging stakeholder relationship into a powerful alliance, ensuring the long-term success of both the real estate renegades and Palo Protec. Activity: complete a stakeholder analysis. Detailed summary for stakeholder analysis activity. Step 1. Access the template. Action: open the stakeholder analysis template provided in the course. Options: use the template online via Google Sheets or download the template directly if you don't have a Google account. Step 2. Access supporting materials. Resources: Source Spoon Organizational Chart. Email, checking in. Other resources from previous activities, available in the Resources section. Purpose: these materials provide essential information about the stakeholders involved in the Source Spoon project. Step 3. Review supporting materials. Guiding questions: power: how much influence does each stakeholder have over the project? Consider their ability to affect project outcomes. Interest: how significantly will the project impact each stakeholder? Consider how much the project's operations and outcomes matter to them. Note-taking: document relevant details about each stakeholder's power and interest levels, as well as any other pertinent information that might influence the project. Step 4. Complete the stakeholder analysis. Content to include in the stakeholder analysis template. Stakeholder name: list the names of all identified stakeholders. Role: define the role of each stakeholder in the project. Power assessment: H/M/L, evaluate whether the stakeholder has high, medium, or low power in influencing the project. Interest assessment: H/M/L, determine if the stakeholder has high, medium, or low interest in the project's outcomes. Examples: high power, low interest: a stakeholder who can influence the project but may not be highly interested due to divided attention among various projects. Low power, high interest: a stakeholder deeply affected by project outcomes but with limited influence over the project itself. Step 5. Complete the power interest grid. Grid placement: high power, high interest, place in the top right quadrant. These stakeholders are your highest priority. High power, low interest, place in the top left quadrant. Focus on keeping them satisfied without overwhelming them. Low power, high interest, place in the bottom right quadrant. Keep them informed and address their concerns. Low power, low interest, place in the bottom left quadrant. Monitor them with minimal communication. Action plan based on grid position: high power, high interest, engage fully and manage closely. High power, low interest, keep satisfied, manage expectations without overburdening. Low power, high interest, keep informed, involve them in detailed discussions. Low power, low interest, monitor with minimal effort and communication. Step 6. Save your work. Save completed analysis. Make sure to save the stakeholder analysis you've created for future revisions. Pro tip: also, save a blank copy of the template for future use in personal or professional projects. This template can be a valuable tool when creating a portfolio of project management artifacts. Key elements to include in your stakeholder analysis. Stakeholder names: ensure all stakeholders are identified by name. Stakeholder roles: clearly define the role of each stakeholder in the project. Power assessment: evaluate each stakeholder's power as high, medium, or low. Interest assessment: assess each stakeholder's interest as high, medium, or low. Power interest grid. Map each stakeholder on the grid according to their power and interest levels to determine your approach to managing them.